Welcome to the Driver's Line. I'm Greg.
And I'm Jordan.
And today, we have an awards show for you.
That's right. It is a very special episode. It's our first annual Driver's Line Car of the Year Awards.
That's right. We are actually going to do 4 awards this year. So as Jordan said, we're going to do the overarching Car of the Year, and we're going to do that last because we're going to build up to that. Right. But we're going to start off, we're going to award our EV of the Year, then our Truck of the Year, and then our SUV of the Year.
That's right. So we're going to kind of go back and forth, highlighting these cars, and see if you agree with us, because we think these are some standouts in their segments.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and dive straight into it here, and we're going to start off with SUV of the Year.
That's right.
And so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and announce it. It is the 2025 Nissan Kicks.
That's right, guys. Coming from a brand that we said would be on a death watch,
yes,
is our SUV of the year. And some would argue that this isn't really an SUV, that's more like a lifted hatchback, but in today's market, almost everything is considered an SUV.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, obviously we're looking at a broad range of SUVs here, and we just love the Kicks because we actually got to see it unveiled at the New York International Auto Show earlier this year, and it has just really put its competitors on its heels. I mean, it is a complete reimagination of what the Kicks was before it, and has just made itself into a really compelling argument in its segment.
Yeah, I mean, Nissan listened to its customer base, and no more CVT is what they kept telling you. So they went ahead and dropped that, re-updated that powertrain, and just completely restyled the exterior and interior of this thing. It no longer looks like some generic rental car that you could pick up, which is really weird that Nissan went in that direction, because the Kicks started off as such a bizarre-looking vehicle. Yes. And, you know, I mean, credit where credit's due. You know, some people like that, right? So it was not boring. And then they just went and made some basic appliance. So now they're kind of bringing back some style, but it's not as controversial.
It's definitely not controversial. It's just, I would say it's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's unique, but it's not like the Juke was. You know, it was kind of like, you know, just put a lot of people on one side versus the other. It was very, you know, combative as far as design, you know, thought process went. And so this one is just, I think, a lot of people think it looks like a good car. You know, it's still at its bones is an appliance, you know, 141 horsepower, I think, you know, small engine, but, you know, you have available all-wheel drive. It's a great little city vehicle. It's small, so easy to park. And they put a lot of tech in it, too. You can actually get 2 12-inch displays on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, it brings a lot of features to a very affordable price point, which is where Nissan caters to. And what I also really like about it is it's kicking off a new styling direction for Nissan, and they have gone on record saying that they're not trying to take the same design scheme and just plaster it on every car.
Thank God.
Didn't blow you.
Yeah.
So they're just looking at what the vehicle needs and designing it for that market, which I think is a really smart move. And it's going to be something that's going to separate the brand from other brands. So
yeah. So you know, this is a nice little win for Nissan. You know, right now they're kind of having a tough time. They just laid off like 9,000 folks. So they're doing a little bit of restructuring, but hopefully with this design direction and some of this, you know, a little bit more thoughtful approach, you know, this can kind of start to be a new reimagining for Nissan.
Exactly. All right, coming up next, moving from SUVs to trucks. Because trucks are the backbone of America, right?
That's right, and this is a truck from one of the companies that makes the most trucks.
Yes, they're the truckiest of the trucks.
That's right.
Except this one is not a full-size truck.
It is not a full-size truck, because the trucks that are now mid-size are about the same size as full-size trucks used to be when trucks were appropriate size. Now the full-size trucks are too big, and the mid-size trucks are the sweet spot.
Yeah, so Greg and I actually came to a really quick consensus on this one because we feel like it is one of the most versatile vehicles that's available on the market. It is fun to drive. It is great on-road. It's great off-road. It has tech. It has power. It's just a great combination.
Everything you want, yeah. I mean, it is just like one of the most capable vehicles made, and it has a lot of the same fundamental goodness as its bigger brother, just in a smaller, tidier package.
That's right. And the vehicle we're talking about is the Ford Ranger Raptor.
That's right. So the Ford Ranger Raptor is really, really well done. So they kind of just took their Raptor formula from the F-150 and basically just distilled it down. And so it gives you just like this really nice cohesive package in the Ranger.
Yeah, still got forced induction, you got powerful four-wheel drive system, you got lifted suspension with lots of travel. So it's going to give you a great on-road ride. not steering feel, but that's not why we buy trucks, right?
No.
But it's also going to make it super capable off road. So it's like a Wrangler competitor in a sense, but it also have a truck bed.
Exactly, exactly. And so I mean, still got a fully boxed frame, so it's very, very durable and tough. Got the Fox shocks that everybody's come to know and love out of the other Raptor products. A 405 horsepower, 3-liter EcoBoost twin turbo V6. Yeah, I mean, so plenty of horsepower, plenty to get up and go. It can tow. It can go off road. Yeah. It's comfortable on road. It just is like the do everything truck.
Yeah, and unlike Toyota, it's proven stuff. It's proven hardware. So
and it only starts at I think about 56 grand, which is a lot of money, but if you look at truck prices, it's really not that bad.
It's for what you get.
I mean, how much does a F-150 Raptor cost?
Exactly.
Or even a Bronco Raptor, right? Like, I mean, they both start quite a bit higher than what you're going to get your Range Raptor at. So it also provides like a really nice, economy, frankly. I mean, I hate to say economy with a 400 horsepower pickup, but anyways.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a value, I guess is probably a better term.
Exactly. So to keep your eyes peeled on those, they're not as popular as like the bigger brethren like the F-150 Raptor, but they're really a great pick.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving away from trucks to the complete opposite end of the market, we're going to go with our EV pick of the year.
Yes, and our EV pick of the year is just one of the cars we love the most. And this is from a company that has revised it and improved it, and it now comes with over 500 miles of range.
Wow.
So, I mean, it is just above and beyond all of its competitors in the segment, and we wanted to reward them for that.
Absolutely. This is from one of our favorite brands, and it's is in California, and is very proud of that, and that is the Lucid Air GT.
That's right. So we want to go to the GT again because this is where they took the next level and just added that additional range. Obviously, the Sapphire is fantastic, but that wasn't really revised for 2024. So we wanted to go with the GT and call out that credit. We've seen a lot of, fellow YouTubers, take the GT and do long range tests on it, and they're even going beyond the 512 mile range that Lucid quotes.
Yeah. So BMW underestimates power. Lucid's got you with range, apparently.
That's right. Yeah. And, again, we can't say enough positive things about the Air just because it's got the Art Deco styling, which is really, really cool and unique. We love the interior, the fit and finish, the quality, the ride, obviously the power. It is just a wonderful, wonderful point A to point B car. It's just hard to argue with anything that they do with that vehicle.
Yeah, and we've already kind of argued that the Lucid Air alone is kind of like a second generation Model S, and now they've gone and revised it. So we're really just going well beyond what Tesla kind of started. And I think it'll be a really smart pick for someone who's in that market that wants performance, they want range, which is really key, but something that they're not sitting in and just feeling like really drab and boring. It's got a beautiful interior.
It does. They really just took that up to a new level with that. And I mean, they actually have like a really significant lease options right now. And given the fast moving market for EVs, like leasing is still probably the thing to do, just so you're not going to be committed to anything long term as the technology still continues to grow. Yeah,
I mean, that's a great point too, because we do have a range of models available. So while we're highlighting the GT because it has been revised, I mean, the lesser models are by no means really penalty boxes.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like the Pure is still a fantastic car.
Absolutely.
So it's just not a place that you would hate being whatsoever.
Yeah, so definitely check out those if you're in the market. And that brings us to our Driver's Line Car of the Year.
The Driver's Line Car of the Year. Drum roll, fanfare, fireworks.
So this vehicle, we truly love. We recognize that it is one of the last harbingers of driving performance and intoxication that comes with the sports car.
That's right. It is the last internal combustion vehicle from this brand, and it is like the harbinger for everything in its own space because it is manual transmission, it is internal combustion, it is brand new. And everyone else is going away from this right now.
Yeah, that's true. It really speaks to what driving enjoyment is. And we know because we've had the pleasure of actually driving one of these. And it is the Lotus Emira.
That's right. The Lotus Emira is just a beautiful, beautiful car to behold. We had the opportunity to actually do a road test of it back in November. was a lot of fun. We hope you guys enjoy that, because we certainly enjoyed ourselves filming that. And it just solidified itself as our choice for car of the year. And, this is kind of a unique spot because technically it was the 2023 model, but we're going to go ahead and give it credit for 2024 just because deliveries really didn't start in earnest until 2024. So, this was a whole big thing with Lotus. They just, made sure, ramping production took some time. And then they finally really started making deliveries in earnest in 2024, which unfortunately kind of hurt the car because the people that buy these type of vehicles, they obviously have disposable income, and they get lured away by the next great thing, right? So, the Z06 came out, so you probably lost some people to go and get the C8 Z06. Other things came out, maybe you got the, GTS 4-liter allocation that you've been hoping and dreaming that you were going to get, and so you went that way. Or maybe you got, a huge bonus and you decide, I'm going to get a GT3. So who knows? I mean, and so I think that actually kind of hurt Lotus, and so you actually will see some of these sitting at dealerships with markdowns now. They're brand new, which is just a fantastic value for what you get, because it is just telepathic driving experience. I mean, you think where you want that car to go, and it goes there.
It is there. The turn-in on it is fantastic. It's so flat in the corners.
And the brakes are pretty good, too.
Yeah, they are pretty good. That's true. You're right. And I mean, mid-engine cars are such a rare breed as they are, and really just reserved for the upper echelon of supercars and hypercars. So while the price is not necessarily entry level, when you think about the performance that it offers and the handling characteristics, you are getting supercar type performance for the price of, a well-optioned pickup.
Oh, exactly. I mean, a well-optioned pickup or SUV. I mean, you can get, a Escalade or Navigator optioned significantly higher than this thing, and you're getting something that looks like nothing else on the road. We had people asking us if it was a McLaren. We had people asking us what the heck this thing was, because they didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, stunningly designed. I mean, and unique too. It's so hard to find a mid-engine vehicle that has a unique look to them, right? And this has so many unique features on it, but it's not overdone.
No, not overdone. It's a very restrained design. I think it's one that's going to hold up for ages, and the fit and finish and quality is just so far above the Evora, which preceded it. It felt like a proper luxury car inside, and it just. Have nothing bad to say about it.
No.
Nothing.
Not to mention you have a supercharged Toyota engine.
I know, so engine's going to be reliable too.
Yeah, so there you go. So where's the loss? And you have a trunk.
Utility is not one thing that we really judged on here.
I mean, still got some. So
you can fit your driving helmet back there.
There you go.
Yes,
because it's a race car.
Because it's a race car.
Well, on that stunning note, with our stunning Lotus Emira taking home our Car of the Year award, we hope you enjoyed our first annual Driver's Line Cars of the Year.
Yes, thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us on the Driver's Line.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss a thing.